Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Zombies Love Bacon podcast, episode 17. We are back. There's more than three wise men here now. If you enjoyed last week's one, just make sure you like and comment how much you want Shelby to leave, and we'll make sure she's never on the podcast again. Having said that, joined to us this week is Shelby.
It's fine, I could leave. That's what you want.
No, people haven't spoken yet. Also joining us is Norstar.
Hello, I just have a quick question. What's your favorite cheese? And if it's blue, you're a communist.
I'm a communist.
That's
not my favorite.
And also returning from being nocturnal is Pratz.
I'm not nocturnal, I just don't know how to sleep.
You're not nocturnal.
Well,
I'm a turtle.
You're a turtle? Okay, great start to the podcast. How is everybody going? It's been a week. It's the first time we've returned to the Friday night time slot, Aphrodisiac Friday. Not enough to coach Frog out of hiding, but that's fine. We're here. And
Rainbow's more important.
Yeah, Rainbow Six Siege. That's okay. Then they bring out the new Siege game. That's when they will all crack it because it doesn't look that good. But yay,
It's Ubisoft.
But yeah, how's everybody going? What's happening for this week?
I am not well.
Neither am I. We all.
I'm tired.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm not sick. I just have weird muscle spasms.
I can see the title of the podcast already. 4 tired and sick individuals.
Sick and tired of it.
I'm excited that it's the weekend. Fucking finally.
Me too.
Fucking mint.
Fucking mint, as they say. But yeah, it's been a long ass week, and particularly, I don't want to go into it, but fucking Australia's just in a shit stink at the moment. I think everyone except for Tasmania in Australia is just having a right old shit time with COVID. And plus, fucking, it's just going to piss rain for half the fucking country, and it's going to be freaking miserable and cold. Oh, I suppose the flip side of that, how hot is it over there, Norstar? Is it warm?
It's been getting really, really hot. We've had, we're in summertime now, and was it before summertime actually even hit? We were having record heat breaking for the year, and it's been fucking annoying because my work has bullshit ventilation.
I saw a few people that were posting like on TikTok and Twitter and stuff like that. Talking about the heat, and they're like, people like, my work doesn't have air conditioning because it never gets that fucking hot here, and it's like their work's like a supermarket. I'm like, I thought supermarkets and stuff should be climately controlled at the very least.
They are.
But it's like,
it's been so hot that Shrek has been in my pants arguing with my ass about whose swamp it is.
That is
What the
one
fuck?
I've never heard before. Good
That is
work.
a picture I want gone.
I'm just impressed.
Soak it up, Pratz. Soak it up.
yeah,
Oh no.
freaking wild times all round. So on the list of topics, because we smashed out a heap of topics last week.
We did.
I just want to remind
Can I
go
go
on.
into my butter topic?
Butter, what?
Yeah, I want to talk about this.
Because Shelby has a segue for it, but I just want to point out that there is an incorrect way to butter popcorn, and let me explain.
Okay.
So we were having a chat about popcorn. I don't know why, but we were at work.
Because Shelby
And
eats
I was
popcorn.
like, and at work, she wasn't having to work.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I don't hate myself that much.
Oh.
What the?
Damn.
Anyway, I was remembering as a kid, I was like, I want to butter my own popcorn. So what I did was I took some butter and I put it in a bowl. I heat it up in the microwave. What I learned was that if you heat it up too much to where it's just a pure liquid and it's super fucking hot, once you pour it on the popcorn, everything dissolves. And I learned at a young age that there's an incorrect way to butter your popcorn.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, that kind of, I would like in Australia that we don't have and that Americans have, though, is the liquid butter on tap. That's not actually butter. It's just like butter flavored liquid. But it's
Can't
always
believe
a liquid
it's not butter.
Yeah, and it doesn't dissolve your popcorn.
My only reference to this is when Homer goes to the movies and he's like, fill it up, and he's like, giving it a squirt, like, more.
I'm
That's
the
the
type of person to like chuck half a stick of butter in a coffee cup, melt it in the microwave, and throw it over my popcorn.
I've done that.
Oh my
I've done
God.
that.
So
It's
we have the same
so
dispensers
good.
for cheese as well. Do you have that?
No,
I
we
never
don't have
cheese
liquid
dispenser.
cheese.
Ew.
Blue
I can go to
cheese?
7-Eleven. No, I'm not a communist. I can go to 7-Eleven and get a big bite, and they have a dispenser. There's chili on one
Wait,
side,
wait, wait.
and
Go
there's
back.
cheese on the other.
Go back. What is a big bite?
It's a hot dog. It's just what they call their hot dogs.
Is it big?
Yes.
Do you take
Bigger than
bites?
a
Buy
normal
that.
hot dog?
They have the regular sized hot dogs, your typical hot dog, and then they have like the quarter
It's
pound
more
and the
glizzy.
fucking jumbo ones that are. If you had a grapefruit, it would be perfect size.
Oh my god. Okay.
Define jumbo, because American food, like their jumbo is the size of a plate, and our jumbo is like half that size.
Well, I imagine that, like in
What kind of
America,
plates do you have?
your hot dog is like your standard food that you'll find at like any truck stop or store sort of thing, right?
Oh yeah, like if you go to a cookout here, it's hamburgers and hot dogs.
Yeah. But like in
Chicken
Australia, we like maybe one or two have like hot dogs, but basically we have meat pies instead.
Yeah, no, we have hot dogs.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
hamburgers.
I actually like. I eat hot dogs. I like hot dogs.
I like some hot dogs, but I watched a documentary on how hot dogs are made, and it's all a bit questionable now.
Well,
Just
listen.
don't
If
watch
you
things
could,
like that.
if you
Ruin
look
it.
past the details, it's fine.
Well, what did I say the other day? Don't let the truth get in the way of a good story.
That's right. That's right.
Look,
True.
I try not to watch like expose documentaries and stuff on food that I like, even how it's made videos.
I was just curious, but
No,
now
but,
I'm
like,
not.
I already
Same
have
chicken
such like
nuggets.
such a sensory issue with some foods, and just thinking about something can just make me not eat the food.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when I can't watch documentaries and stuff. So don't ruin hot dogs. For me.
Yeah, I was going to say, I
like
haven't had a hot dog since I've seen that
them.
documentary.
Okay, please
But
no.
speaking of hot dogs, back when I used to go down to Federal Hill, which is a large strip of bars in Baltimore City, there was a hot dog vendor that would sit out there after the bars closed. Also, this guy's a genius because he
Yeah.
mopped up in the money because the hot dogs were like $4 or $5. But I remember one night, and I was pretty drunk, and I got a chili mac hot dog, and so it's just chili and mac and cheese on top of it,
Boy.
and it was the greatest thing I've ever had in my life. And I
That-
really just want to go down there and get drunk and have one more.
Mac and cheese is not on and in enough thing. That's my opinion.
That's true.
Right? Because that shit
I'm a
goes with
huge fan of
everything.
mac and cheese.
We have mac and cheese bites at a lot of the
Yeah.
like made to order places here. It's
Ugh.
just it's like picture a mozzarella stick, but inside it's just mac and cheese instead
Ooh.
of like mozzarella.
We don't
cheese.
even really
that
have
sounds
mozzarella
good.
sticks at like.
We only
that
like
much.
What?
they only sort of come into a little bit of popularity because McDonald's did it for a little bit here as
Yeah.
a one-off thing. And
And
they
they're
did the
expensive.
they did the mac and cheese bites as well. But like every time every second day I'd go there, like, no, we're sold out. I'm like, it's almost as if these are popular. Maybe you should.
Imagine.
You
You know what one of my guilty pleasure foods is cutting up hot dogs and putting it in mac and cheese and eating the mac and cheese.
I mean,
Oh,
that's good
yeah.
though.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
and,
great.
Like I'll do that, and I 100% love mac and cheese. I want it in more things and on more things, and like mac and cheese toasted sandwiches are great.
Can you air fryer mac and cheese?
You
can- you can.
absolutely can. I'll have you
Try.
know.
I've done it.
You done it? Where's our air
Yeah.
fryer? When are we joining the cult?
Join.
When-
Do it.
When I give up on the
One
oven.
of us.
One of us.
When
So,
I find the
I can
perfect
go-
air fryer, because I'm very picky.
Mm.
I can go to the grocery store right now and get a pack of hot dogs for $1, a box of mac and cheese for $1. And as long as I have
What
some
the
milk
fuck?
at home, I got a whole big meal for $2.
So
plus
mac
tax.
and cheese here is probably at least like $6 to $8 box.
Wow, not that
And then the
much.
hot dog is like an extra 5 to 10.
No, I'd say hot dogs are probably like $3 for a pack.
Well, if
Yeah,
you get the
that's
beef
still-
hot dogs, you pay more here.
They're
'cause
still
they're
cheap
more expensive.
compared to
Yeah. So
keep,
if
keep
you
in
want
money
mozzarella,
that our money's
sticks-
worth garbage.
True. Actually, good point. If you want mozzarella sticks in Australia, you go to Costco. They have big bags of mozzarella sticks. You can chuck them in your air fryer, and they're good.
Hey,
Mozzarella sticks.
I have an idea that you should try.
Uh huh.
So you like string cheese? I know you do.
I do.
Get some string cheese and use that as your cheese inside, and then you just get some flour and some breadcrumbs and some egg. Make your own mozzarella sticks at home.
Cooking stream? Should we do an air fryer stream?
It's so easy to make. Just make sure you double dip it. So like you dip it in the egg, the flour, the breadcrumbs, or the egg and the flour, and then the egg and the flour again, and then the breadcrumbs.
I
You
used
want
to-
to double dip it.
I used to,
You don't want the cheese seeping out.
I used to live with this guy, and his thing was like, he used to always talk about how he's like the best cook. You know, he's always the best cook. But the man didn't know, like, he knew how to make food, but it was like slow, and he used like 3 times the amount of dishes that you need, and like so much waste. Like he wasn't a good cook. Like he could make food that tastes all right, but fuck me, it like you go through so many
He
ingredients
had
or whatever.
the enthusiasm.
But so then he didn't like cleaning up after himself either. So he'd always just like leave a massive mess. But his answer to that was like his day-to-day routine of cooking was deep fryer. And he'd like have that deep fryer with like full of oil ready to go. He'd just turn it on, and usually like go over a cigarette and a bloody coffee and come back, and then like he'll just chuck everything in the air fryer, like meat pies, anything. Just deep fry it, just fry it, take it straight out, put it on a bit of grease paper and walk off with it so he didn't make any dishes. That's how he lived. And like I lived with the guy for like 2 years and
sounds like the kind of guy that wouldn't actually clean it out for months.
No, he never did. He never did.
Oh,
it was always there. He just flicked it on, heated it up, boiled some more stuff in it, and then turned it off and put the lid back on it. That's it.
You get away with that for a little bit.
My family went through a deep fryer phase. They went through a deep fryer phase, and we kept the deep fryer outside on the patio because it makes a mess. You know, it's greasy. There's grease everywhere. So you know when you put like frozen food into the deep fryer and it can like bubble because it doesn't like water. Yeah, so usually you would put it in and then pull it back out really quick just to kind of get the deep fryer used to the water, whatever. Anyway, one time I just like put a bunch of frozen chips into the basket, dropped the basket into the fryer. It overflowed. Hot oil went everywhere and melted all of the fake grass on our patio because our patio is that fake turf stuff.
Yikes.
And there's still, to this day, there is still melted fake grass like in a circle.
So you learned a lesson.
Probably not. No, I'm still just
probably not.
I still don't think.
I just want to go back to the guy deep fried a meat pie. I think that's worse than putting it in a microwave.
This guy did not eat healthy at all. He was just not a healthy individual, full stop. But yeah, turned out
microwaving though.
It was weird because we all lived in this massive share house, and we were like a few established people that had like furniture and everything, but we rented this amazing fucking mansion which had like 4 bedrooms and 2 lounge rooms and like 3 bathrooms, huge place. So we had basically 2 kitchens. So we took the dining room and just set up one set of furniture, and then like we had 2 fridges and 2 halves of the kitchen. So he had his own fridge and shit, which is all fine. And then we had my mate Daniel, who was this Brazilian guy who posted on Facebook, does anyone know a good bridge that I can live in? Like, where do the homeless people live? And I'm like, what? Mate, if you're struggling that much, you can just crash on my couch. Didn't know the bloke. I knew him for about a week, right? Anyway, he crashed on my couch, and it was like having a child, even though he was older than me. And I'd come home. This is like, I just got my PS3. I used to come home from work, and as I walk in the door, he's like, dude, are you going to keep playing GTA today? Because I want to watch what's going on, you know? More GTA. And I'm like, fuck, man, I just got home from work, I cook dinner and shit. And he's like, don't worry about that shit. Don't worry about it. We'll just play GTA. And we're like playing GTA 4. And anyway, so he was fine. And then we ended up moving to another place together. So there was 3 of us in this big house. But we only could stay there for 1 year, and I'm going to kick us out. So then we're like, fuck, we need another place. And it was the same time that these other people that we knew were moving out. Anyway, we were all moving up, consolidating into this one big house. But Daniel still didn't have anything, really. He had a bed and a desk, and that was it. Like, that was all his stuff. And that's the way he lived. He came straight from Brazil, moved to Perth, moved to Melbourne, never been outside of a city, nothing like that. And he was the guy that everyone would be eating, like our housemates would cook their food and they'd be eating their own thing, and then I'd cook my food and whatever. And then he would sort of rock out and go, you gonna finish that? You gonna finish that at all? And I'm like, nah, it's fine, man. Help yourself. And then he'd like not only like eat what was left on the plate, he would then scrape the rest off of the plate into a bowl, and then he would hide it in the fridge. He's like, I'll eat that later. I'm like, okay. Like, he lived off nothing. And then I remember, I remember his sister came to town, and we were having a party. And I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be weird. I wonder if she's anything like him. She was not. She was the outgoing, like, just like a stereotype. She like burst in the door. It's like, oh, we having a cookout in here? This gonna be sick. All right. And I'm like, oh my god. Like, I was like, your sister's so much cooler than you. And then she like walked up to the kitchen. There was like food left on the plate. She's like, you gonna eat that? I'm like, oh my god, it's the same person. But he was a strange cat, old Daniel. But he is the reason why. So, all right, so this is like early PS3 days, right? So online play and all that stuff was sort of just starting to take off. And I remember he was at home because he was like, he worked at uni and he did like hospitality, so he worked nights a lot of the time. But during the day, he'd be sitting on my PlayStation and he'd be playing Nazi Zombies on like World at War, or early Call of Duty. And he'll be playing all day. And like, I'd come home, he's like, dude, I'm on level 30. And he's got the little Bluetooth headset to talk to other people, which is just awful sound quality if you ever listen back to it. And he played so much of that. And then the nights that he didn't work, he would be in one lounge room and I'd be in the other lounge room. We'd both be playing. And we'd play all fucking night, I swear to God. And there was the case of, and I don't know if we talked about this, but we used to have a tally on the wall. And it was how many apple crumbles we had consumed since moving into the building. Because it was a lot. Because that was like the choice. We'd be like, sit down, play some COD Zombies, put an apple crumble in the oven. That way we go. And I remember we were playing once, and we put an apple crumble in the oven. Well, he put an apple crumble in the oven, and then like we played a few rounds or whatever. I'm like, oh, the apple crumble's probably ready, man. He's like, yeah, I'll have a look. He's like, nah, it's still frozen. I'm like, is the oven on? He's like, yeah, it's definitely on. I'm like, Played a couple more rounds, come around, and then he's like, goes in and looks in the oven again. He's like, I don't know what's going on. It's frozen. I'm like, is it on? He's like, it doesn't really feel that warm. I'm like, turn it on again. Like, turn it off and turn it back on again. Maybe it didn't work. Turns it back on. He goes, oh, it's warm now. Played a couple more rounds. Mind you, but at this point, it's like 5 a.m., right? And our unhealthy housemate is getting up and he's getting ready for work. And we're still playing Call of Duty Zombies, trying to cook apple crumble. Anyway, I go, is it done yet? He goes, it's cooked on the outside. And then I went out to look. He had the fucking oven set to grill. And he was just grilling the top of this frozen apple crumble. Fuck? It was just the way he was. He was just a weirdo. Anyway, long story short, he ended up getting so addicted to just like playing COD Zombies and chilling and fucking parties and whatever else. He started to like suck at his like 7th year of graphic design that he was in. And he only had to do 2 more courses. And it was about the same time that like the house was sort of becoming unstable. One of the housemates packed their shit up and just like moved out without telling anyone. And they were like, who's going to pay the rent? It's like, it's not my problem. I'm gone. I'm like, oh, great, cool. Anyway, he passed one class by 1 point. And then the other class, he failed by 1 point for being 1 day late, where they deduct 1 point for each day they're late. And the teacher was like, they had some fucking beef going between them. The teacher can give him a tick and say, look, you're close enough. Here's your degree. You've passed. Congratulations on 7 years and so much debt to get your graphic design thing. But no, instead the teacher's like, listen, mate, what happened? And my mate's like, fuck you, and just walked out, packed his shit up, and moved back to Perth. It's like, oh no, stuff it. Just gave up on 7 years by 1 fucking point. And now he makes coffee in Fremantle and just hangs out on the beach playing volleyball all day. It's really a terrible life.
The classic Perth dream.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just fucking, I'm like, dude, why don't you just say sorry? You know, suck up, get that 1 point, you get your degree. He's like, nah, fuck that guy. I'm like, yeah, okay, fair enough.
I mean, he chose people to die on, but he did it.
He definitely did it. He was the last man in that house. Like, everyone moved out, and there was like a month left on the rent, and he was just vibing with his bed and his desk in there. No fridge, nothing. But yeah, good bloke, top bloke. I remember we went fucking paintballing once. He organised it all. It was a heap of us. We were all just like gamers and friends of friends and whatever else. And we went out to this course, and it wasn't like normally. I've been to one course, this huge course. It's like out bush, and it's just like scrub land, but it's huge land, like it's flat land. This one was like on the side of a cliff, and it was like dense scrub, and they'd like built all these bunkers and shit into it. It was the most wildest fucking paintball I've ever been in. And like, I was getting into it. I was in the bunker and, you know, doing the real thing. My mate, he was like fucking diving off trees and shit. I'm like, he's like, you're gonna hurt yourself. This is paintball. Like, you don't need to be. He's like, no, look out. It's like diving under a tree and bloody, oh, it's crazy. It's so fucking wild. Paintball's the best thing.
He's
honestly.
being a drop bear.
Paintball is great.
Has anyone here not been paintballing? Like, at all?
Me.
I've gone twice.
I'm a laser tag.
I honestly, and like, I just want to put this out there. Paintball is like the best thing. Like, it's almost better than sex in how much fun it is. It's like, it's just so fucking great. And the one that I said I went to last time, it's like the biggest in Australia, and it's to the point where you can buy like paint grenades and shit like that as well. And they had a great fucking course called the Braveheart, and it was just a huge open rolling field. And they're like, everyone has to charge at the start, and there's no cover, so the only cover you got is like hills. So it's just fucking wild. And they had a western one where you have to you're meant to, you know, do the whole western thing and like rock up down the middle and, you know, have a duel sort of thing. But everyone's just climbing through windows and on top of buildings and shit like that and going through the saloon. It's so good. Like, honestly. If you get a chance, paintball was fucking fun. Expensive, but fun.
My first paintballing experience, I was like 10 or 11, I think, something like that. It was Christmas time. I saved up my Christmas money and I had extra money. And we went to Bass Pro Shop. and we bought paintball guns. My brother and I, we got one. We got a 20-ounce CO2 can. We got a bunch of stuff. Like we spent as much money as we could, and we hooked ourselves up with a bunch of paintball shit. So we go to the woods near my house with him and a couple of his friends, and I wore like a thin pair of pants, but like I had a coat, a long sleeve shirt, like my whole upper body was protected, not so much down below.
Yeah.
So, and when the mask we had, it only covered the front, not in the back. So I remember we were out there for like 10 minutes, and my brother had shot me from God fucking knows where. And he shot me right in the back of my calf, and I was a little kid, and that was my first time getting shot by a paintball. and it hurt. So like, I turned around because I was like, "What the fuck?" And not even a half a second later, he shoots again, hits me in the back of the fucking head with no protection. I threw my gun down. I went and sat in the car the rest of the day. I was so mad.
I think at least in Victoria, I think we have to be like 15 to paintball, and like you have to have a license if you want to own a paintball gun and shit. Like it's all very.
In New South Wales,
my mom bought them for us.
15 with consent.
Yeah, 15 with consent.
As long as she's like, yeah, it's fine.
I remember because it was expensive. I remember it was like $70 or something for half a day, and then it was like fucking I don't know how much it was for bullets, but man, you go through bullets. Like I'm having a ball, and there was teams of I think it was teams of 38 at this course, so they're huge teams, like big battles. And I'll never fucking forget. There was two incidents. There was one. It was on the western one. And I flanked them good. I took out I don't know how many people, and then they sort of figured out that I'd destroyed their flank. Turn around, they're lighting me up. I'm shooting back, and I dive through this window, out of ammo at this point. And there's my teammate's in there. He's wearing a vest with like the containers that hold 200 bullets. He's got like 10 of them strapped on him. And I'm like, dude, spare me some ammo. He's like, fuck off. I'm like, oh, okay. Guess I'll die then.
The last time I went was a few years ago. When some friends I had from when I lived in Pennsylvania, his son was turning like 16, so they rented out a paintball place near us that his friend owned. So they gave us like each 1,000 paintballs for free admission, all that. Like we just all day paintballing. And then at lunchtime we ordered a bunch of pizza, and he comes back and he's like, "Here, just have a bunch more paintballs." So like I ended up getting like 3 or 4,000 paintballs for free that day, and then we each bought a couple thousand each. It was the greatest fucking thing. But at the end of the night, I couldn't move. Like we were just running around the courses for like 8 hours.
It's hard work. There is like
so fun though.
There's a couple indoor ones here in Melbourne, but I don't know. Indoor ones sort of meh compared to being outdoors. And
ZLB paintball meetup when?
I mean, we can. It's not far from where PAX is.
I played a lot of laser tag, and I got violent in laser tag.
Violent? What? Pistol whipping?
You know when they're always like, "Don't run." I was always a full sprint.
You just steamroll kids,
just rolling kids, just pushing them into the ground.
Oh yeah, like half the time there would be like a party of little kids in the lobby, but
whose birthday is it? You're going down. You turning 8? Yeah.
my friends ranging in age from like 20 to 35 in as one team, and the other team being just little kids.
Oh my god.
I cannot play laser tag anymore with like a younger age group because my inner like competitive comes out, and I start rolling around the floor and like fucking playing it like it's a code game.
This place called Fun City, which always has like tons of arcade missions and stuff as well, which are always great. And like a VR room as well, which is like my first experience with VR. It was like an omnidirectional treadmill thing, really old style of game. And then my friends wasted like $15 that I paid because they kept poking me while I was trying to play the game, and I just died. And
you're still bitter about it.
I'm still bitter about it.
Yeah.
It was expensive.
I feel like playing laser tag against 6-year-olds is wrong. You know,
it's fun.
No, it's not.
I think it's a great way to get out some rage.
There's a movie where they're obsessed with laser tag, and they like go murder a heap of kids or something like that. I think it's like a cop show or something like that. I can't remember what it is. I think it's like a Will Ferrell thing, but like they go to play laser tag against all these 8-year-olds and just completely own them because they're meant to be like cops as well. I can't remember what it's called. But like I don't know. I feel like if I went and steamrolled a heap of kids, like that's frowned upon, right?
No,
it's funny as fuck, though.
Back in when Black Ops 2 was like the popular game, we went laser tagging, and I was in like full on competitive Call of Duty mindset at that time. So like there were adults on the enemy team, but there were definitely kids. And I drop shot this one kid and got him with the first shot. And like I literally went from full standing up to just drop straight to my belly and got him. And I was like, get out of here!
Here's Norstar climbing up. Crying. 360.
It hurts
and
too,
my friend just looked at me and shook his head, and he's like, "Why the fuck did we bring you?"
Like most laser tag places are indoors, so when you like dive, it fucking hurts a lot.
Oh my God.
Because you're just going straight on the
adrenaline pumping. It's fine.
Yeah. Then you go out and you see the fucking people at the front desk just laughing because they're watching all this go down on the cameras.
That's
and we
something
just see
I want to try similarly. How there's like escape room businesses out there, and the people who are like monitoring the escape rooms, they watch you on the camera the entire time. And like the amount of people who work at escape rooms who just make great TikToks about people doing dumb shit.
Well, hang on. Have you done escape rooms?
No, I want to. That's
really?
I want to do some escape rooms.
There's an escape room that I go to a lot, which is in the city, and I've done most of the stuff, but they change it all the time. And at the bar, you can see the camera of like other people in there. So I was like, last time I was there with work. I was literally just sitting at the bar, just watching these videos, just pissing myself laughing. Because particularly last time I went, we split the two teams. The other team did the one I've done before. I was just watching them do all the wrong things, just all of them. But yeah, they can be very stressful. Like some of them are ridiculous.
I was gonna say, if you and I say, let's like hypothetically, we go on a date to an escape room.
You'll be trapped forever.
Do you think we're going to come out of that room happy with each other,
so,
or really mad?
To give you some examples, at the one that I went to, there was one where like there's a key that's in like a cage, right? To open the cage, there's 2 points on the wall that you need to press your fingers on. And then there's an electrical current that will complete the circuit through you to unlock that cage. And then once that opened, then it opened up this other chest, and this chest has all these bottles in it that have numbers written on it. But there's all these codes on the bottles and stuff like that. And you need to figure out the 4 codes that open the next padlock, right? So like we're looking at it for ages. I'm like, fuck, what is this? And that turns out you need to find the 4 bottles when you open them up that have the same smell in them.
Huh.
So it's like you think puzzle, we're just going to solve this puzzle on the wall. There was like one where they're like, you got to figure out what number book, what number page, what number paragraph, what number word, what number letter. Like, so it's like, it's like they are next level, and they go on from easy to hard.
I revised my question. How soon after we start an escape room will you and I have a domestic?
Immediately.
Okay.
Because I'll be like, Shelby, do this. And you'll be like, I'm trying to figure it out. And I'm like, yeah, well, just listen to me. Listen to me.
No, like us on a normal day, to be honest.
Because last time I did it, because I was with my work, and like I was a manager. Well, I'm still a manager, but I don't manage people anymore. But I was a manager of people, and they set me with my team. They fucking had to do what I told them to do. And we solved that bitch so quickly. Because I'm like, you there, change that. You fix this, do that. And then, as soon as they talk to me, it's like, shut up, listen to me, all right? You're doing this. So that's how we do it. It was the best. And the thing was, my manager got like other managers and stuff was with him in this other room. They fucking failed because they're too old. Simple.
Fair.
Wow.
And I was drunk, so. But we can. If you are all right, forward thinking. Okay. Puzzle room for PAX. Yeah. Yeah. ZLB puzzle room for PAX. Easy clap, right? So now the real question is, who like rage quits the puzzle room?
Joey and Shelby will have a fight with each other. No, hear me out. Have you seen Shelby and Joey plays Among Us? Now just imagine they're going to work together in a puzzle room.
He makes a good point.
Look,
they called each other bitches at one point.
Have any of you played like a puzzle game with me? I get very into the puzzle.
Yeah.
And I have natural leadership that only clashes with
natural.
The thing is, okay, so this is the thing. Like, people that are really into puzzles, they usually stuff up because they'll be like, solving a puzzle, and they're like, I can't quite figure out why. It's because you're not meant to do that one yet. There's 30 other puzzles first. You spend your first 40 minutes working on this puzzle. Like, I was there once with this other person that was there. This girl was there, and she's like, I'm great with puzzles. And I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. She's sitting there like trying to figure out this lock, and she got it. Like 40 minutes later, she got it. But she guessed the fucking numbers. She just started 111,
brute force,
112, 113. and then on and on and on and on until she hit it. Turns out because you have a radio and you can go, I'm fucking stuck, and then they'll come in and they'll give you 2 clues, and that still counts, right? They came in, they're like, how'd you get that padlock open? That's not meant to be open yet. And we're like, well, she figured it out. And they're like, like, well, you're meant to be in the other room by now. And in there, you search the books, and there's a book that has a paragraph that has the number on it. That's then the number that opens that padlock. The reason why you're stuck is because you've opened this padlock now, but you don't have the tools to do the next thing because you haven't been in that room yet. I'm like, huh, okay.
Well,
but yeah, it's
too far ahead.
They're fun. There's a lot of rooms where they'll just be a single room, and it'll be like, find this code to open this, and there's Morse code in the background, so that's obviously a code as well. And you just sort of, you just do one thing. I went to one on my birthday, and they said, "Who's the birthday boy?" And I'm like, "I'm the birthday boy." And they're like, "Okay, cool. You're going in first." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So they went and locked me in a room, like chained me to a wall. And they're like, okay, they're going to get you out in an hour. Good luck. I'm like, I got to stay for an hour? And they're like, yeah. And
on birthday.
So then the whole thing was, I was chained up against this wall, and it was this like plastic, like perspex sort of fucking visible wall. So we could see each other. We couldn't really communicate, but we could see each other. And then I had all these like crazy scratchings on the walls. And then the crazy scratchings would translate to the code that would open up the box. It would give you the key to open the door to get to me to unlock my chains. So I had to like sign language with chained up hands what the codes were to try and get them to get me out.
Oh god,
that was the most frustrating thing because I can't lead when I'm chained up, and they were not doing what I was trying to tell them to do. So yeah.
So I read something the other day. Hear me out. So we're talking about escape rooms, right?
Yeah.
Someone had made a post on Facebook and said, nah, fuck escape rooms. What about enter rooms? And I was like, what? And then I read further.
You gotta break in?
Yeah. So you the whole thing is, instead of escaping, you break in. Like they'll have, you could have a simulation of a bank. They even mentioned the White House. I was like, I don't think that's a good idea.
That's probably
But the whole concept, I was like, that's actually interesting.
Yeah.
That would be cool to try. And I don't know if I would want to try in the break into the White House, because, like, say I succeed, right? Well, I got the feds knocking on my door, say, "Hey, how'd you figure that out?"
Fucking oath. I mean, good
idea.
The other thing that they're doing a lot. It started off in Melbourne. They've gone to a lot of other places now. I think they're even backed by, it might be Sega now. I'm not sure, but I think they're called Zero Legacy, and they are just a giant ass warehouse. But when you get in there, they hook you up with VR headsets, and it turns the warehouse into an actual level, that's just like a space that you can walk around in. And they started with like a zombies thing, but they've got a few other different games, I suppose, now. But they said that it's weird because once you put the VR on, the warehouse becomes, city streets with cars on fire and zombies and stuff like that. And people will like go to lean on a wall, but the wall's not there, and they just fall over.
I out of curiosity, I looked up escape rooms near us, and in the next suburb over, there's some escape rooms, and these people do themed escape rooms around like movies and TV shows as well.
Yeah.
So here's some great ones. They have a Stranger Things escape room. They have a Saw themed escape room. They have the Matrix themed escape room. Ooh. And Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh
one.
No.
Oh, they also have like a Jumanji one and all sorts of stuff. So
to be fair, plans. If you want to look at it, the one that I normally go to is called Trapped Bar and Escape Rooms. It's in the city.
Okay.
But yeah, back to Zero Legacy. The way that they work is you have a full laptop setup that goes into a backpack. So you have a full mobile computer strapped to you with your headset, everything on. So it's not like putting on Google Cardboards or something like that. It's legit. And they give you guns and stuff like that. And you go running around in the warehouse, and yeah.
There's one called Zero Latency, which some of the people...
That's the one I was talking about. I just said Legacy. So
so Zero Latency was developed by some of the developers who now work for the company that I work for.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
What a weird flex. What a fucking...
No, it's not a flex. I'm just saying, I know a guy, You ever know
a
a guy?
Who knows a guy?
I know a guy.
Yeah.
I know a lot of guys.
They went to PAX, I think it was 2018. They had a panel talking about the future of VR and stuff like that. And it was like the most informative panel. They had Google there, which was weird to begin with, because Google don't really turn up to PAX. And it was Alienware, it was these Zero Latency guys, and there was someone else there as well. And they were talking about the future of VR, blah, blah, blah. Google was like fucking Karen in the room. They would, like, every time this Alienware's talking about it, and they're like, we need to be better graphic cards and more power to make it so that you can make it more lifelike, more frames, make it look like real life so that your brain doesn't have trouble accepting it as real life, because when that happens, you get motion sickness and stuff like that. And then Google's like, no, no, that's too expensive. People don't want that. You're cutting out half the market by making it too hard to do it. It needs to be more accessible. That's why Google Cardboard is a thing, and that's why that is the future. And everyone will be like, bruh, we don't want Google Cardboard. I don't know if anyone's ever had Google Cardboard, but it's...
never even heard of it.
Why am I just picturing a cardboard box with a Google logo on it?
That's it. That's it, basically. So it comes as a piece of cardboard that you fold it together, and then you chuck your phone in it, and that's VR. So it's like $10. I think they've actually discontinued it because no one wanted it because it's garbage. But yeah, it was one of the most fascinating. That was like they talked a lot about like different levels of quality and like making it so that people can have like accessibility in the sense of like making it so you could have less motion sickness and all that stuff. All that sort of stuff that now we see with like the Oculus Rift 2 and stuff like that. It's all just come out of that science, I guess. Mind you, I think we're probably next generation of VR stuff's probably just around the corner, really.
Yes, so I actually looked into some more VR stuff today. So it looks like at the moment that they're gearing up for an Index 2, which should be good.
Yeah.
And also there has been a big riot because people have been upset that Facebook is now putting all their advertisements in paid Oculus Quest 2 game.
I mean, no one's surprised though.
Nobody's surprised, but
it's Facebook.
Everyone's very mad. So,
well, it sounds like everything that's coming out of the PlayStation side of things, it sounds like that's going to be very much like what the Quest is now.
Yeah.
But like a single cable to the front of your PS5 and away you go. And then no tracking, like no more camera, light ball tracking, none of that bullshit. Which is kind of weird because the thing that gets me, all this is all well and good, but like the thing that interested me the most was the Microsoft side of stuff with their augmented reality stuff. And that's all just gone quiet now. I mean, the only real noise that you hear from Microsoft is buy Game Pass. Game Pass is the best. Why aren't you buying Game Pass? We've got this new game. Guess what? It's on Game Pass. Have you heard about Game Pass?
Game Pass?
Have you heard about Game Pass? By the way, at the moment, I've been given a gifted Game Pass from Xbox, so if you want to come check out some Game Pass games.
Yeah. Sell out.
Well, speaking of selling out, though.
I got 3 months for $1.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I like your segue. Speaking of selling out,
we're actually recording on a new mic today because I got an EPOS mic. You know what?
Sell out.
What is EPOS?
So it's the thing is, all right, I'm not gonna look, I don't get paid, I don't get nothing to talk about in the podcast, but what I wanted to talk about is I got a free mic, and Linus Tech Tips also got the same microphone and did a bit on it, and he was very informative about how this was a whole thing where EPOS was like partnered with like other companies and helping them develop their stuff, and then they basically looked at like, I'm not speaking out of turn, this is all sort of hearsay, but they looked at what Elgato's doing and they're trying to do the same thing. So they're getting into gaming headsets, gaming microphones, and no doubt it'll go down the path of capture cards and all that sort of stuff down the line as well. And it's all designed and targeted at gamers and streamers only, and which is great. Like, obviously, I sound fine. Otherwise, people would be like, holy cow, sounds like garbage. Don't record with that, blah, blah, blah. But it's what I like about it is that it's they need more companies to keep companies like Elgato in check because they are fucking expensive. And
for no reason.
For no reason. Like, it's for absolutely no reason. They don't need to be that expensive. And, like, as much as this is a $300 microphone, there's people out there buying Shure microphones and amp kits and stuff like that and spending nearly $1,000 trying to be their best content creators. And as much as I think audio is a very important part of like streaming and stuff like that, because a lot of people just listen to streams, they don't actually watch it, but they listen. So audio is important. It's not worth spending $1,000 for your 3 viewers. Like, that's something that comes way down the track when you have money to burn. Like, so if you can get equal or better or easier quality or easier streaming from a mic that's going to cost you $300 or less, hell yeah, do it. That's so much better. But yeah, I don't know. It's like I'm keen the way they're going. I hope they do more stuff so I can like get more upgrades at a much more reasonable price. Like I'd like a better capture card, but fuck me, are they expensive once you get like I've got a Elgato HD60S, but once you go one tier above that, it's like fucking $400, $500, $600. It's ridiculous. And it shouldn't be.
The last Elgato I got was like, what, $150, $200, and it was still one of the older ones. And that was a couple of years ago. And they're still like over $200 for the shittier ones.
Yeah.
I actually found my old capture card the other day. It was not the Elgato one, it was a Hauppauge one. I don't even know if they make
I never even heard of that.
What the fuck is
What is that?
it's just another brand that was trying to compete with Elgato back in the day, for trick shotters.
They mustn't have made it out of America because I've never heard of it before.
Like my friend bought it back like in Modern Warfare 2 when he was trick shotting.
Of course you do.
That's how old it is.
God,
that's
like 12 years.
So I've obviously Elgato from the point that they brought out the HD, the original HD, and then the HD 60 and HD 60S. They're the ones I've had. But before that, I used an Ava Media box. And this thing, to say that this thing was just absolute disaster to fucking use would be an understatement. So the way that it works, it doesn't actually connect to your computer. I didn't actually have a computer capable of capturing at the time, but I was dead set on making fucking content, right? So I brought this thing. It's $100. You put a USB drive in the front of it, and then there's a red button, hit record, that records it onto a USB drive at 720p. And then it didn't even have an HDMI port. Everything was done through the RCA cords and stuff like that. That was the worst. And because everything's done like that and you don't have a computer, it was a freaking nightmare trying to capture like audio and stuff like that and like chat and split it up and edit it and stuff like that. But we made do because fucking I'm an old man. I wasn't around when everything was just handed to me, And before that, like going back even further, before that, I had a Belkin. There was a USB to RCA connection. And that cost me $140, and that was like capturing at 480. No, it wasn't even true 480. It was one down from 480. I went 360.
Belkin sucks.
And it was garbage, and it came with its own fucking encoding system that can only be used in their editing system. And when I went looking for work down the track, and I said, I'm very good at this editing system, they're like, what? I've never fucking heard of that. And they basically told me to go get a real editing system and learn how to do it properly, which, I needed to hear that because I thought I was good at something, and I wasn't. And I remember I had to upgrade from that to the USB 2 version of it because that would capture at 480. And even then, like again, all I could do was capture footage and like edit it to music and make my own fucking sick montages or whatever. Because we didn't have the chance of like this microphone, for example, can fucking record in 3 different channels and bloody you can split it out and edit it off one channel and not the other and shit. You never had any of those options before. And if you want to go back further. I used to hook it up just to the VCR and just play my Nintendo 64 and record my gameplay onto videotapes and then send them to people. That's how long I've been doing this shit for. That would have been 1998.
Jesus Christ.
I was 4 years old.
You were 4 years old.
Born.
I was making Conquer Bad Fur Day montages on a fucking VHS tape from my cousins.
You were creating content when I was 4 years old.
Yep. Somehow I still haven't made it.
I made my first YouTube videos when I was 17.
I don't even know when YouTube started. I definitely missed the start of it because
2006,
I think it was 06.
Yeah, so I was finishing school.
I was not even finished primary school.
But it's like that. So that whole thing was that
comment.
the problem that I had particularly was not only was I poor and couldn't afford good technology, because by the time from 2002 onwards, I've been working, right? I had a job and made money so I could buy things with my adult money, even though I was a child. But I still only had dial-up internet that would average at like 38 kbs, and that was it. And we never got broadband. We went from my entire life at home was dial-up internet.
Yikes!
So, and when I moved to the city and got broadband, holy shit! It was like light speed, even though that's garbage now. But it was light speed then. But I still managed to play Age of Empires online over dial-up.
I guess I'm kind of lucky because when I was growing up, I still knew what outside was, so I didn't really need to worry about having internet or not.
You sure?
I knew it was outside. Yes. I have you know that I was outside making short films and filming every other day when I was a child. And,
no, I'm referring more to like nowadays where kids grow up as kind of
with an iPad?
Like, here, have an iPad. Here, have an iPhone. Oh, you were born 2 days ago. Here, have an iPad.
It's not even that. Here, have a fucking Elgato and a fucking PC and a fucking Twitch account. Here, you're only 6 years old. Go for it. Go Fortnite.
Here, have a Ninja fucking toy.
I remember saving for fucking a year to buy a video camera so I could film fucking shit. And then even that only films at 480p. Looks like garbage, but
I think like ages saving for it was either Xbox 360 or one of the original Xboxes, which at the time were like $200.
Yeah, I think most of those were consolidated birthday Christmas presents to get consoles when I was a kid. But like even in most of the games, there was a place, mate, called the Game Seller, who was literally this bloke who just fucking loved games, who just opened up a shop where you can rent games and made a mint. And I was his best customer, easily.
eBay used to be reasonable, like where I was growing up. The prices were decent. Now it's just like, why is eBay even a thing?
But we had fucking, growing up, we had fucking Blockbuster and Video Easy, where you could hire a game for like $6 for a week or something like that, right? And new releases like $8 for a night or something like that. And then eBay came out, and boy, oh boy, did I buy some fucking games on eBay. Holy shit. And everyone was, and this was at a time where the boomers of that generation, like when the oldies were like, fuck, don't put your name on the internet. You know, people will find you and they will steal your bank and your car they'll steal you if you put your name on the internet. I'm like, yeah, I definitely won't do that. Punching in my card details to buy fucking Nintendo games from freaking England and getting them shipped over here because they'll cost me $3. And then I'll come.
The older generation was scared of the internet.
I was scared of the internet. But
I grew up being told, don't get in the car with strangers, don't talk to strangers, don't do all this. Nowadays, it's like, oh, just call this stranger who's like 20 blocks down the road. He'll pick you up and he'll take you to wherever you want to go. Oh, you're drunk, just get in the car with this guy. He'll take you home.
But I mean, to be fair, back in those days, we didn't even have mobile phones, so you know we're going back a bit. Like if you left the house, they just presume you're dead. It's the way it is. But when I got to like it was like the Nintendo GameCube and stuff like that, I would buy games from England for $5, get them shipped over. Because the dollar exchange was great, and like no one used it, so you could just get all the shit for cheap. I'd play the shit out of it, finish the game completely, and then I'd sell that bitch on eBay in Australia for like $20 and make a profit. I was just flipping games, and I remember when the Wii came out, there wasn't enough Wii remotes for Wiis in Australia, and like everyone was getting a Wii for Christmas, and then and it's meant to be a multiplayer console, so everyone wanted the remotes, and I like was buying these dual packs. It was like Wii Play plus a remote from England for $30, and then I was selling Wii Play for $30 and the remote for $50 and making a fucking profit. Like I had real scam going. It's a shame that everyone figured out what the hell the internet is now.
And now the Aussie dollar is so dog shit compared to anything else.
Now it's like, oh, you want to buy Mario Kart 64? That'll be $90. I'm like, oh, fucking hell. It's like,
it's horrible.
Got it for $5 back in the day.
Once upon a time. But yeah, it's interesting. It's all I'll say is, and I know we've talked about it on the podcast before, is people got it fucking easy compared to what it was. Yes.
Indeed, they do.
Yeah, just like in Sea of Thieves, it's so easy now. You can get Pirate Legend so fast. You can get so many coins. Go. But once upon a time, it was a fucking grind.
Yeah, someone told me that they even buffed the merchant stuff because people complaining merchant was too hard.
Yeah, merchant was so hard to level up.
Imagine this, ridiculous. You spend one whole day doing merchants just to go up maybe 5 levels because you're getting nothing.
Like one level. Maybe. I remember we used to grind entire days on the weekend, and it's like, well, we went up 1 level. We'll try again next week.
I was just thankful that the weekend that we started like really getting into Sea of Thieves was like was it like triple XP or some crazy shit?
Yeah.
Well, that was one weekend. Yeah.
We grinded out most of our levels. We basically would like play from as soon as we woke up till we went to bed, wake up the next day and repeat it. Just
I wake up at 6 a.m. one morning and I see Shelby online, Sea of Thieves, 2 hours.
6 a.m. You and me on a sleep together.
Yeah.
Wait, Pratz, you woke up at 6 a.m. one morning?
Didn't you go to bed at 6 a.m.?
Yeah, he hadn't slept yet. I was waking up, and then I got on a ship and he joined me. It's like I was talking to
the guy I read the other day who was streaming Sea of Thieves. He's like, oh, I'm just going to get Pirate Legend tonight. I'm like, fucking hell, he's so casual about it. I said, good luck if you got to do merch and stuff. He's like, no, it's been buffed now. It's not too bad. Like,
what I like is it's actually a very small amount of players that have Pirate Legend.
Like a very small amount of players play the game.
They did like their statistics for their anniversary, and it's only like 30,000 people have Pirate Legend.
That game is like the ultimate in. I have a niche market of say 10% of people that have played the game are still playing the game, right? And then there's another 40% that play the game whenever something new is for like a week and then don't play it again. And then the other 50% got Game Pass for $1, played it once and said, I don't understand, and left.
Yeah.
Okay, I was wrong. So they have 24 million players estimated. Only 730,000 of them are Pirate Legends.
That's because a lot of people realized early that the game was
once
upon a time was so limited, and a lot of those people just don't come back.
The thing is, that game is better with more people. That's the
Yeah,
problem with that
it's
game.
not-
So
not
when
fun
It's a social
solo.
game.
yeah, when it's dead, when the seas are dead and you're by yourself on a sloop and there's no one else out in the ocean, it just feels dead, and that's
My
like
favorite.
the problem. So right
My
now it's
favorite
great
thing
because people are playing it again,
Oh, true.
but yeah, it's
My favorite thing I've ever done on Sea of Thieves, or one of my favorite things, is I was on solo and I just went to one of those little tiny outpost things and sat there and did fishing off the dock and just like left my ship there. And people were stopping by and saying hello and helping me fish. And also my boat started to sink because I got attacked by like a ghost ship. So people were fixing my ship for me while I was just sitting there fishing. It was great.
Oh, wait, are you talking about like the little sea post that is just like a singular dock out in the middle?
Yeah, those
Oh,
tiny little
okay.
things.
Are you talking
Sea
about
Post.
sea simps?
Yeah,
Jake and I went to one
actually.
yesterday to go fish.
If you ever want some fun, just get on a populated server and go fishing.
Yeah,
and
but
sit
that's the
by myself.
problem. Is it's like a 50-50 chance that there's people going to be playing when you jump on.
Oh, we can just get a bunch of the community together one night and just set up an alliance server.
No,
yeah. We should do that
Dang.
again.
It takes so long.
Yeah, it did take a while, but
If
it was
you
worth
don't-
it.
If you don't
Oh,
have
yeah,
foreheads,
definitely.
then you can get it done quickly.
Yeah.
But
This
sometimes it
community
can take
is
a while.
four heads.
I think the
I
best
kinda
we
wanna
did.
play after.
I think the best we did was 3 galleon.
Yes,
which-
we did.
that
and we
was
had
great.
everyone, and all. So at one point, right, we were fighting another team on like, and there was like 12 of us on one ship.
Yeah.
And we were fighting another ship, and some people died on our ships. So suddenly we brought 3 galleons to fight one galleon.
Yeah, that's right. We got attacked, and then people died, and then we brought the other ships, and then all of a sudden, these guys were like leading this chase, and we're fucking playing fucking chess with these other galleons to cut them off. That guy was having a bad day from that point onwards. But I don't know. I feel like that's the thing that lacks with, particularly with Sea of Thieves, is like if we have more than 4 people, it's hard to get them involved. Like there should be a way to at least go, can I join my mate's server and we alliance up? But it's just, there's no option to do that. I could see why, because you'd bully people, but not everyone's an asshole.
Private
One of my
servers
favorite
should
things
have been implemented a long time ago.
Well, so you can do private servers if you're a Sea of Thieves partner, but you can't get any rep from it.
Yeah. One of my
Yeah,
favorite
that
things
defeats
about
the purpose
that
of
method
playing.
where
Exactly.
you can have like 12 people on one ship is the times when we've been like going past or attacking like another ship with like 8 to 12 people. And they're like, how do you have so many people?
No, what they're thinking
The
is,
best clip
how does that
is-
look so fun? I want to be there. Them die.
It's pretty good.
Shaughnessy's running out. 1v1 me, bro.
That's the best clip.
If anything, with the latest update, with the Jack Sparrow update and everything, they've proven that they can put bigger ships in the game that function.
They won't though, because they want that. It's a balancing thing.
I want teams of 6 at least.
Yeah.
I have too many friends. Okay, let me.
But
flex
not
this
enough.
one
Not
thing.
enough people are playing the game, so it's a team of 6 and 3 sloops in a server. Who's gonna win? It's like,
I don't know.
That's-
That'd be some
yeah.
balancing, but yeah.
but yeah, that game. There's a lot of potential, but it is like at now when they've dropped content and there's people playing it again. That's the time to play. But at the end of the season, like there'll be fucking no one on there.
Since we're on
Or
the
even
topic, did you
mid-season.
guys finish the new
Yes.
stuff, like the Jack Sparrow stuff?
Yes.
Okay, we've only done 2 of them, but that's because it's Shay, Cupcake, and I have been doing it, and it's been annoying to get all 3 of us to play at the same time.
It's the
I've done
let me
3 books out of the
yeah.
many.
So there's 5. There's 5 books.
Yeah,
So
I saw that.
yeah. So the next one. So you've done the first 2, yeah.
Yeah.
So without going into spoilers or anything like that, because it is actually a decent story to a degree. Like
It's been good so far.
It's fun,
The
right?
puzzle was annoying, but
Yeah.
I
So
enjoyed it.
there's less of those puzzles, which is nice going forward, and there's more action going forward, and there's even some naval combat and stuff like that going forward as well, which makes it all worth getting there in the end. What I will say is that, like, if you want to complete the story and you can't, like, party up, it's probably not worth doing the last one by yourself because it is hectic. We did it with 3 of us, and it was hectic. Like, we weren't making content at that point. It was pull this, go here, right side, left side, go, grab this, we need that, grab that, grab. No one's joking. We were fucking full sweating it just to finish it because it was cool.
Yeah, we got into our well-oiled machine mindset that we sometimes get into. Like all of us were hyper-focused on getting this one achievement, getting this thing completed. So we were working together really well.
It was cool.
I'm gonna go solo now.
I don't know how it would work.
Aspect. Like I don't stress the difficulty aspect. It's just that we just want to finish it together because we started it together.
Yeah. So I think each
But, like-
one roughly an hour per book. If you don't get
Interestingly
stuck.
enough, the
Sounds about right.
the stats seem to be getting constantly updated. So it actually tells us now that 256,000 people have completed that final
You stop.
mission,
Look, okay,
that
but
final quest, which
What
is
I-
kind of not as many people as I thought.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people are like in Norstar's boat trying to find time to get a crew together and do it. You know, at one time.
Well, the biggest thing is that like yesterday, Shay was playing with Innocent, Luna, and a few other people, and they were doing. I don't know what the game they were playing was, but it was some single player game. But they just decided to play it with 5 people, and each person. It was like a monologue game, and each person had a line, and they had to read it. And she said, "quote that it would take 3 to 4 hours to complete, and then after 9 hours, she was like, I gotta go." And then she came play Sea of Thieves with us, and they were still doing it.
Oh my.
I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a bunch of extra time.
Well, look, I don't want to be a Sea of Thieves streamer because
I don't either.
in my opinion, it takes an hour to get started Sea of Thieves easily. Get everyone on the boat, get everyone settled. Everyone wants to look at what's in the shop. Everyone wants to check and put the colors on their boat. Gonna shoot a couple pets out of the cannons. Oh, okay, we should vote for this. I'm gonna grab a snack.
God.
You know, it
takes you an hour to do that.
It takes an hour.
10 minutes making mac and cheese.
Yeah, 10 minutes to make mac and cheese. But like, it takes an hour to get into it. It takes you an hour to fucking do anything. And then it takes you like, if you run into anyone else, that's an extra hour. And then it takes like an hour to wrap up, basically. So your minimum window to play Sea of Thieves is like 4 hours if you want to actually get anything done. But I'm of the mindset, if I'm going to play Sea of Thieves, I want to play from 6 to 12 hours because I want to get, I want to have a whole, you know, and there's nothing more satisfying than having 12 hours and getting to the end. It's like, man, this ship's got so many fucking holes in it, but it's the same ship we started with. Yeah, boy, let's go.
And then you have Pratz.
So you're going to come play Sea of Thieves with me and Pratz?
I was literally going to say, who's playing Sea of Thieves after this? Because like now I'm...
We're playing...
I am, if you want to play.
VR stuff.
We're going to play Minecraft stuff.
No
VR
Minecraft
stuff.
No,
VR stuff.
tomorrow's Sea of Thieves.
Oh, okay.
So you coming to play with us?
Yeah, if you got a spot and I'm around. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
You're streaming forever though, aren't you? It's like,
well, I mean, maybe.
Yeah, it's forever. Norstar's having a subathon. No point spruiking it here because it might be over.
You won't hear this till Monday.
We'll revisit on how it went next week. I have
a promotion week.
Subathon is like
I did settle that if I get 100 subs, I'm shaving the beard off mid.
Yeah, I'm not happy with that.
Right,
I'm not happy either, but
butter?
I'm gonna sell out.
I'm gonna DDoS you at 99.
I won't eat any butter. No, sorry, Pratz.
Are you just gonna get something to jump him so he can't shave the beard?
You know what? For 100 subs, I reckon you would eat some butter.
Well, I can tell you that I do plan to go to the store. You can't see my air quotes, but I'm doing it to pick up some air quotes again. Beverages,
yes.
Yeah.
For hydrating.
Every 20 subs or. Yeah, probably every 20 subs. I will chug a beverage.
Beveragino, man.
Maybe even 2.
I don't. I like
same time.
I honestly have no idea how like subathons and stuff work. I know that there's been a lot going around. I don't either.
I just plan on doing it. And
I'm just
for the best.
and I'm keen on watching this it play out. You know,
I just want to have a good time. You know,
just want to have a good time. I'm here for a good time, a long time.
I was thinking if so 100 subs for the beard, 150 in total, and I'll do the eyebrows as well.
Ooh.
I reckon you should use butter as the stuff to help shave. You know?
What is with your asphyxiation with butter?
I mean, he did say that he puts it into a mug and melts it.
And then
drinks it.
What from there?
I would if it wouldn't burn so much.
Wait, is butter your like budget baby oil?
I mean, certainly if I didn't have like oil around to grease a pan, I'd just use butter instead. So.
I use butter as a lubricant.
Yes, you can.
I mean, there's a good idea because you can get a block of butter and cut a hole in it.
Okay, now let's go down this route.
What happened? Fucking hell. No, stop. Back to it. Go back. Take it back. Rewind. Let's go back. All the way back.
You know, from here on out, I think Shelby's allowed because that was good.
Thank you.
So I was just checking because there was one subathon. I kind of tune in every now and then. OCE bloke, big bloke, Panda TV, does a lot of World of Warcraft stuff. Dabbles in NoPixel and pretty much anything. It's just a good all-round bloke. Been doing a subathon. He went for 735 hours.
Oh my fuck.
Which is a record particularly for OCE streamer. So that's 30 days. So the amount of subs that he got was like a record breaker for OCE as well, which is kind of
while we're on the topic. So before I forget, is noon a good time for the both of you to start?
That's high noon.
What, noon our time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be awake.
I'll have to get back to you on that one, but it probably should be.
I'll be
If
awake.
not, I can start playing something else at the start.
Look, I will let you know. I'm sure I'll be awake at noon.
I'm not really locked down.
I might
to
be.
anything, like,
I might be a
time-wise.
seedy pirate at that point because it's just. I plan on sleeping a lot tomorrow because work has got in the way of my sleep this week.
That's fine. I'll just start with like magic or something for a couple hours, and then we can go from there.
And then we get a crew together.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that
'Cause
way
I'm not on a specific time frame for everything. It's just
And at some point, I can't
whatever
promise
works.
that I won't disappear for 10 minutes to make mac and cheese thing,
No, we're not doing a tournament, so it's
No,
fine.
Shelby, it's mac and cheese. We're okay with it.
Okay.
I seriously think
Okay.
we need to do like a mac and cheese stream where we just make different mac and cheeses and
I'm making my sister's mac and cheese.
I had the chicken easy mac.
Yeah,
My
that's
sister's
nice.
mac and cheese costs I think it's like $50 to $60 to make one
See,
for one meal.
I can already tell you
But
how
it's
this
like
is gonna.
it's a lot of expensive cheeses.
I can tell you how this is already gonna play out. Right, the way that we make mac and cheese, we'll discuss Norstar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm intrigued.
I don't know. I don't even know how to explain. Like we just.
Water,
It's
mag,
powder
and
and
like
water
cheese
and
powder.
pasta. Yeah.
It's powder, water, and what?
Like
And
And
pasta. That's our easy mac here. You get the powdered cheese.
We have
that is easy, man.
That's
yeah,
pretty much
that's
all
what we're
we've got.
talking about.
I actually
you
have.
guys don't like make actual mac and cheese?
I can, and I have macaroni pasta
Oh,
in
thank
the
you.
cupboard.
Oh,
In
I'm at a
like,
point in my life where I've eaten so much Easy Mac that that's not
I'm probably
appetizing anymore.
better than
Easy Mac
Might
was
turn
like
into an easy Mac.
in like peak OC Team OCE fucking not Team OCE Oceania RP. I would like finish work. As soon as I finish work, I'd like shower, change clothes, start stream GTA RP till like 11 o'clock, midnight, whatever. Stop that.
Okay.
I would then eat mac and cheese, Easy Mac, and then dev for another 4 hours and then sleep.
Easy Mac is
fucking
100% my comfort food.
That
You
was-
guys have the cups?
yeah.
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 Usually,
So
I
do
usually
you-
have the box.
Do you have Kraft mac and cheese?
Yes.
We do.
Okay, that's probably the best box mac and cheese.
It's
I don't
probably
think
like
there's.
the only one
I
we
don't
have,
think
and then
there's
there's like
a.
a vegan one that you can buy.
I've never tasted one that was even like close to the same.
Mm.
Everything else is kind of shit.
I've been in a restaurant and ordered like mac and cheese made restaurant, and honestly, it wasn't as good as like the instant
You need that
stuff.
fake cheese.
I need that
shit.
fake.
No.
The fake of the better.
Give me that
So while
fake.
we're on this topic, I read a long time ago, and it lives rent free in the head. And since we're on the topic, is mac and cheese? Is it Mac because it's short for macaroni, or is it Mac because it's an acronym for mac and
Microwave.
Macrowave.
Microwave.
Macrowave. It's macaroni, isn't it? It's macaroni and cheese. Isn't that the
Yeah.
full?
Yeah, but like, so we abbreviate it to mac and cheese, right? Is it mac and cheese because it's abbreviated for macaroni, or is it
short?
Mac because it's an acronym for macaroni and cheese?
I think acronym.
Oh no, I reckon short for macaroni.
Mac.
I don't know.
Yes.
I feel like it could go either way, you know.
But if
They
you
never-
say mac
the
and
never-ending
cheese,
debate.
then it's mac and cheese and cheese.
This is like a Twitter poll or something that needs to
Yeah,
happen.
this is something
This
else.
is
Yeah.
we need to speak to the people on this
Yeah.
one. 'Cause
We need to hear from the community.
we need
Well,
to-
let us know, podcast listeners. Is it an acronym or is it short?
Yeah. Podcast listeners from the future, this is us from the past asking you to complete this poll for us.
Exactly. No,
Time.
that's you, Belgium. You
Time
better get
is
out of here.
We don't hear about your waffles. We're talking about mac and cheese today.
Why does everyone go to waffles immediately? I go to beer. Why do I go
Yeah,
Belgian
I
beer?
think beer.
I like
Because
strip
Belgian waffles.
Belgian beer.
The
No,
Belgian waffles.
Belgian chocolate.
Belgian
Okay,
beer.
now
Beer
we're just-
chocolate?
Get out of here.
I feel like you're just on track to talking about blue cheese at that point.
Oh god, let's
Oh.
not go there. I
Belgium is still listening, by the way. Just want to put that out there. 5% of our listeners come from Belgium. 4.8 from
Belgium.
France, and India.
Wait,
We're
wait.
at 4.8. And then most of it is the United States. It's 70% of our listenership. We should stop talking about Australian things.
But that's why they're there. Let's put it
All
this
right,
way.
so-
North
G'day,
America-
mate. Welcome to the Australian podcast. We're going to tell you all about Australia.
I have a legitimate
G'day,
question.
copper.
Can you run the numbers for the episodes that I'm not here versus when I'm here, and how many American listeners do you have?
Correlation.
Like
Look,
if it's more or less.
I like how we've got like this Australian crew, and Norstar is just kind of the diversity hire.
Have you not heard?
Uh-huh.
Like Norstar is just like having nothing but Australian friends is a problem for Norstar at the moment, right?
We have TeamOCE too. TeamOCE is also American.
If I hear one more person say Macca's, I'm going to lose my fucking shit.
Wait, lads, you want to go down to the Macca's?
Look, when we think about like having American friends,
would you like some Red Rooter?
Is that like Roto-Rooter, the plumbing company?
You shouldn't root a Roto, that's for sure.
I just want to say, through all my time spending all the time on the internet that I have, most of the Americans that I've met, and I've been like the one token Australian, they pretty much just think like you're like a pet. Like say the line, be funny, Australian.
Dude, bro.
Do you ride a kangaroo to school?
Say water. Say Barbie.
Do you put a shrimp on the Barbie?
But, like,
remember the post I sent you earlier with the British guy?
Oh yeah.
Americans who are not frequently around Australians are actually really adorable when they meet an Australian.
I want to go back.
When I first met you guys, I didn't understand half the shit you said to me.
So Norstar sent me a terribly relevant video today, right? Where the guy rocks up into America and is like, "What's your reason for coming?" And he's like, "What does he say? Holiday?" And they're like, He's like, we're gonna need you to come with us. And they take him out into the back room. They're like, what's the real reason you're coming here? And he's like, I'm going on a holiday. He's like, what's the real reason? It's like, I just want to go to the beach and stuff. It's like, oh, do you mean vacation? Oh, that makes sense.
All right, on you go then.
Because then I call it a holiday.
Don't. A vacation.
Holidays are like Christmas and
exactly. So that's right. The guy
Halloween.
goes, what holiday? He's like, just a holiday.
He was trying to get the specific holiday.
Anyway, look, we see you, America. We love you, and we know you love us, and that's why you come back.
Or
they love me.
It's like Big Brother, and they just like looking down on Australians and going, "Look at those idiots."
Have you seen those videos, like those TikToks, where it's like if all the countries went to school together, and you got America, and then you got Australia off to the side, and he's just like that kid back there is like, "Yeah, fuck him up." Just like telling him to do all this shit.
Look at
and then you got Americans like, just
that's kind of how it is here, though. Like our schools are really diverse.
Look at those weird Australians. They don't even have liquid butter.
To be fair, though.
Why would you liquid butter?
To be fair, Melbourne is diverse. Oh. It's just outside of Melbourne, it's not diverse. Same as Sydney. Sydney's diverse to a degree. But like, yeah, if you go to, Tasmania, it's they are just Aussies.
From what I hear, like, why would you?
Hey there, brother, sister, cousin, uncle. How's it going?
It's what was it? Fucking, I was gonna say something now. It's it's getting wrecked in my head now. It's gone. It's gone. But it's that Aussie drongo Aussies like where I grew up.
Ooh, what's a drongo?
A drongo, Aussie drongo.
That sounds like something out of Game of Thrones. Release the drongo.
No, it's the idiot that's like.
Have you seen the Josh Dub video?
Oh god!
When the Americans go to Australia.
What? No.
You know who Josh Dub is, right?
Yes.
Of course you do. He's probably like the biggest celebrity in Australia.
Sure.
So all the Americans that he does VR stuff with, they acted like they went to Australia, and they didn't understand half the shit he was saying. And unfortunately, I did, because I have a lot of Australian friends. But it was just great because he said "drungo," and they were like, "What's that?" He was like, "It sounds like something out of Game of Thrones."
I think the thing that a lot of, particularly Americans, get caught up on is bogans. It's like, what's a bogan?
God. They're a different breed.
I still don't even know what that is.
An Australian redneck.
Basically.
It's our equivalent to an Australian redneck.
So a hillbilly.
It's like a hillbilly. Yeah.
So really, generally, really uneducated people who live.
Like if I was a bogan, I'd rock up to my cousin's wedding wearing shorts, bloody flip flops, and have a beer rather than a wine, and just be like, "Hey mate, put Akadaka on the fucking boot box," that's bogan, right? Get me.
That's a hillbilly if I've ever
Holden
heard one.
Commodore, fucking Ute, bloody, it's
Driving
bogan.
my family now.
Well, if the shoe fits.
Look, I did say that my dad is the type of man with AC/DC tattooed on his knuckles.
Oh,
he only wears exclusively like wife beater tank tops and shorts. And if he could still walk properly, he'd be walking around in thongs. 100%.
I would just like to go on the record and be perfectly crystal clear here. My entire family and extended family and family's friends of my family are bogans. The entire lot of them. And you know what they call me? I'm a smoggy because I went to the city.
What?
I'm a smoggy. I'm in the smog because all the air here is terrible. like, it's not. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, I'm a smoggy because I got out of the fucking hillbilly central and moved to the city.
Oh my God.
But
I'm a smoggy now as of last week.
You're a smoggy as well. Yeah, you're going to get disowned by your family. Nah, they don't disown me.
Maybe not.
They still come down here for car parts every now and then. They're doing up the old Commodore on the weekend, you know?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm transitioning. I feel like I'm transitioning now from watching documentaries, because I watched so many fucking documentaries last week, into comedy specials. And I was watching some Gabriel Iglesias. He's the fucking funniest man, right? I met the guy, great. And like I think we talked about it on the podcast. I went to his show. Keep it short, because I think I talked about it. We went to his show, and he went over time by 3 hours, and all the new stuff. And then he's like, "Oh, quick! I'll rattle out some old jokes." And like all we had to do was say the first line, and the crowd would finish it for him. It's that kind of guy. Anyway, he was telling a story. He's like, "Oh, I just want to tell everyone how Australia is the best country in the world." And he goes because Australians have no fucking filter. He said, "I went to the beach in Sydney." And all these blokes started coming up to me and going, "Do you want to need a hand, mate? We'll roll you back in the ocean." It's like, fucking hell. Accurate. But then he said that, and he did the same thing when he was here in Melbourne. He was talking about how, like, after his show, he'd just walk down the street and look for a pub and try and just meet some genuine fucking Aussies and whatever. But they all end up getting blind drunk and then that's his content for the next show. He's like, "Last time I went to Melbourne, mate, I went down to the pub. They got me so fucking drunk." That was the thing that he went, this is the pinnacle of like the American Australian thing, right? Americans are like, "Oh, you're going to get a beer, you're going to have a Foster's, right?" Fucking no. Australians don't drink Foster's. It's hot garbage. And Gabriel Iglesias said he went to the pub and he wanted to fit in, so he ordered himself a Foster's, and the barman said, "So you like the taste of piss, do you?" It's like,
I mean, barely anyone even drinks VB, and that's also a stereotype, honestly.
Most are just Forex and like
hang on.
and shit.
Hang on. I think
Great Northern.
Hang on. The further you go away from, you got to keep in mind that we're in a yuppie centric. Like there's 8.
That's how you drink Starbucks.
There's 8 breweries in our suburb making beers that ship nationwide to the yuppies and the hipsters of the world. We're in hipster town, right? The further if you draw a line, the further away you get, it goes to fucking Great Northern, Corona, VB, Melbourne Better, whatever fucking, it just gets, the further you get away, the more they drink that stuff. It's just where we drink here. Now, if you turned up to a bar here and said, "Mate, just give us a VB," they'll be like, "Fuck off." Having said that, there is some hipster bars that exclusively only sell VB because it's cool to be uncool. Is that how it works? They're drinking it ironically. So it's like, "Oh, look at me drinking a VB. I'm like a real Australian." There's some weird bars near me. We should go explore them.
We should. We will.
Get drunk. I tell you about the time I had dumplings with the macaw. I think we talked about that. That strip of bars is like the weirdest bars that you'll ever see in Melbourne. It's just bizarre. But you've probably seen them already because you've watched all of TikTok.
Yes, 100%.
So you like have a list of bars that you want to go check out already.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
100%.
I want to go to the one that is a secret speakeasy hidden in a fake pizza shop.
Poggers? That sounds pretty good. Just need COVID to fuck off, hey?
Exactly.
Let's go drink. Get on the beers. Someone pointed out to me, and like, still talking about like Australians and whatever else, the Simpsons episode where they go to Australia.
Back to the Simpsons.
Oh, I love that episode.
It's not that far from the truth.
No.
Like, scarily not that far. Like, yes. So for when it was made, and someone made this point the other day, there's a whole thing, and Frog's not here, so we could sort of roughly talk about it, right? But there's this whole thing where there's a politician who's getting harassed by a YouTube comedian, and then he basically had Australia's equivalent of the Secret Service go over to his house and rough him up and take him and put him in prison, right? And now they're suing him. There's a whole thing. It's a fucking, they're not getting into the politics of free speech versus dickheads on the internet. But someone brought up the point that back in the day, we had a show that was called The Chasers War and Everything. And it was done by the ABC, which is the Australian Broadcast Commission. So it's our government funded channel, basically. And they were doing a show where they just like do pranks. And one of their pranks was, at that time, the Prime Minister, Mr. Prime Minister, would just like, he'd go for his morning walk and he'd have a green and gold jumpsuit And like the media would go out and they'll grab him when he's walking, asking questions and stuff like that. And then they would always dress up as something stupid and like see what they can get away with the Prime Minister. And the Prime Minister used to always have a bit of a giggle. Once they dressed up as the Grim Reaper and tried to like get him to touch his scythe and stuff. This is the Prime Minister of Australia, mind you. And there's this guy's making fucking jokes back in the day. So like when you look at the Simpsons episode and they're just like, oh, we're going to go talk to the Prime Minister. He's just over the hill in the watering hole. It's like, this is back in the day. Yeah, that was pretty fucking accurate to what it is. But it's certainly, I guess, modern. It's a bit more political correctness. But they, like, once there was this whole fucking security. There was a security scare. It's a bit rusty, but I'll try and remember it, right? Where they dressed up as Bin Laden and tried to get into the G20 summit. And they succeeded very easily. And then they didn't know what to do once they were in there.
They didn't expect to get in that easy.
They like got a motorcade and put like government official flags on it, and just had guys in suits running side by side, and they just got waved in. And then they're like, "Shit, what do we do now?" Fucking funny. I think we lost Pratz.
Mint.
Maybe his internet died.
Damn Tasmanians.
He was from Tasmania.
Bloody Tasmanians and their internet. It must have been a strong breeze come past. We're probably good on time anyway. We can kind of wrap things up. I know that everyone wants to play some games and do some shenanigans. Without Pratz here, someone's going to have to do his plugging for him.
I can do that.
Okay, you want to go? You going to imitate him?
Yeah, I don't know how many underscores he's got these days, though. So.
Oh, that's true. If he has any, then I don't want to do it because I'm thoroughly against underscores.
I don't know if he does.
Yeah,
look, you know what? We're at that point now where we'd like to plug ourselves, and seeing as Pratz has vanished, and also if you could give Pratz a plug, where do you find Pratz and his content?
Well, that depends. What kind of plug? Like for social media or of the rear region?
If somebody
definitely social media.
Where's
social media.
What is his Twitter? Is it just Pratz?
I don't know.
Let's find out.
We're really bad friends.
I think it's same.
You know what?
I think he pretty much has the same.
Underscore.
Look,
I'm not doing this. I'm against it.
Look, you can find Pratz by going to Google and typing in Pratz. You'll find him somewhere in there. There will be, if he's doing ARC or RP, you found the right guy, all right? You can find him there. Norstar, if you want to plug yourself.
Norstar on Twitch, Norstar TV, everywhere else. No underscores. You know how I feel about it.
Yeah, clearly. And Shelby.
I am ShellBunny _ on Twitter. I am ShellBunny on Twitch. And I am ShellBunny94 on TikTok.
Why? 94. I hate numbers. Anyway.
94 was the year I was born.
Objective.
Yeah, exactly. And you can find ZLBPodcast on Twitter, and you find most of us there anyway, so you can find us from there. And if you want more Shelby or less Shelby or someone else maybe to join the podcast, leave us a comment. Give us let us know, and we can figure it out.
Vote for your favorite cast members, the ones with the least amount of votes will be that we can do.
Yeah, we're gonna treat this like Survivor going forth. We're gonna vote off someone at the end of each podcast.
Have you ever watched the show The Weakest Link?
Yes.
She's like, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
That's it. Goodbye. I remember that.
So we'll do a poll for macaroni and cheese, and then we can do the one for the cast member. We all know Jelly's getting voted out first, just like in Among Us.
That's because she's sus.
Every time.
Sus. Always sus. To be fair, Shelby's always sus as well, even when she's not
literally
the
not,
imposter.
though.
You know you are.
You think anybody with a vagina is sus?
Oh.
That's not true.
You're just like, what is this person with a vagina doing standing near me? They have they must be suspicious.
That would be Frog.
And on that topic, thanks for listening to the ZLB podcast. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to all that stuff that you did when you find this thing, and come back and listen to us next week. Not cancelled, by the way. And we'll see you all again soon. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Wahoo! Wahoo!